Hello, Scorpios, and welcome to this, your September 2024 reading and predictions. I have to be perfectly honest with you guys. I have hesitated and procrastinated doing your September reading. The reason is that your July was rough. You had a rough start to the month of August. And as much as the cards indicated last month that you guys are going to have empowerment and a beautiful outcome, I'm just hoping you guys have done the work and that we're not going to be into another rough ride reading. So let's dive right in. All right. Where are we going first? The first cards that we're going to pull for you are going to be cards of where you are at now and what's going on for you now at the end of August as we move into the month of September. This is a general reading for anybody born under the sign of Scorpio and anyone who happens to have a lot of Scorpio anywhere else in their charts. This is a general reading for all of the Scorpios out there. So, if this reading begins to resonate for you, but you feel like it's a little bit too general, by all means, contact me. I'll leave my details down below, and I would be happy to do a private consultation and reading for you. All right. Oh, yes, the cards coming out. Beautiful. Oh, thank you. This makes my life a whole lot easier. All right, we have the Queen of Cups to start. The Queen of Cups is a very generous queen. She is the queen who really embodies the divine feminine and all of those attributes of being in the divine feminine, including being empathetic and compassionate and generous. She is a very generous queen to the point sometimes that she gives too much of herself. So just watch for yourself potentially leaning into being overly generous. There is an aspect when we are sitting in abundance, both emotional abundance and financial abundance, to want to give. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I sense that with what you have recently gone through, Scorpios, you may be tempted to overshare, to overgive. And so I'm picking up that for this card, you are in a good place, you're in a generous place, you're in an empathetic, compassionate place, but there's also every single tarot card has a positive interpretation and a negative interpretation. And so with this particular card, I'm going to encourage you to make sure that you are balancing that generosity that you are feeling pulled towards at this time. Moving into your next card, you have the Ace of Swords. Let's see if we can get that to focus for us. Maybe. There we go. All right. So the Ace of Swords is about new beginnings. It's about something that is coming from the mental realm or from the thought realm. It is something that you've thought a lot about, you've planned a lot of it about. Sorry, I have a little loose hair driving me nuts. Okay, I'm sorry. Ace of Swords is about something that you want to bring to fruition, that you want to manifest. It's something that you have thought about, potentially even overthought about, and it is ready to be birthed out into the world. Now, I'm going to go back to the Queen of Cups for you as well, in that the Queen of Cups on this particular card is also represented as a pregnant woman who is on the verge of birthing something new out as well. Now, the Queen of Cups obviously is more in touch with her emotional side. So, whatever she does and any decisions she makes are based on her tapping into her emotions first. And then the Ace of Swords, excuse me, is about you tapping into the thought process. And so having the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Swords next to each other is really indicating that you're feeling like you're very abundant, you're feeling generous, you are feeling emotionally stable, and you've thought about what you want to do. You've really planned something out in your mind and you want to get it out into the world. Well, what's the end result of that going to be? You have the Knight of Pentacles coming in. Knight of Pentacles is a character who rides in on his horse and brings future abundance to you. Knight of Pentacles is a positive card, any which way you slice it. The Knight of Pentacles, the downside of the Knight of Pentacles is that whatever comes to you could potentially be fleeting. But if you take the right steps, then it's not going to be fleeting. You're going to be able to put down those roots. And the fact that your idea and whatever it is that you're working towards is grounded in the Ace of Swords and rooted in you having thought out all of the different possibilities, this Knight of Pentacles is less likely to bring in the negative interpretation or energies into your life at this time, Scorpio. So, overall, a generally positive outlook towards September. So let's dive into what you are actually concentrating on. Where are you putting your focus? Because really, where we put our focus, we manifest. What we think about, we manifest. So, what are you thinking about? Oh, here we go. Yeah, the cards are jumping all over the place. So, we are going to end up collecting up all of these crazy cards and we'll mix these cards up and see what comes out because this is way too many cards for the purposes of this reading. Especially when we're doing a general reading. When we're doing a more personalized reading, sometimes having a number of cards is a good thing. We can really, really delve deeper. But when you're doing a general reading and this many cards come out, it leaves too many potentials out there. And the reading can kind of go off the rails. So, all right, what is Scorpio focusing on for September? What do they want to manifest? We have the Five of Wands coming out. Is there anything else? 2 to 3 cards, please. There's a second card and there's a third card. Perfect. Okay. So we have the Five of Wands coming out, and we also have the Death card, and we also have the Three of Cups. Once again, we have cards that are kind of telling a story here for you, Scorpio. So the Five of Wands is a card of indicating that you are working towards manifesting something new, but you also require some help and assistance from community in order to be able to climb this ladder, to build a ladder and climb the ladder in order to be able to achieve this height up at the top. So it does look as though you're in the process of absolutely birthing something new out into the world that looks like it's going to have some blessings on it and kind of as well. I forgot to mention with this Knight of Pentacles, knights always come riding in rather quickly. Once the ball is rolling with the knights move very quickly. So, whatever this is for you with the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Swords, this new idea that you're putting out into the world, what are we putting out into the world? Okay. So, Scorpio, what I'm picking up for a good majority of the Scorpios, again, general reading, but what I'm picking up for the good majority of the Scorpios is that they have been jaded. They have not been overly enthused or happy about their current career or work situation. And they've been really, really delving into possible alternative opportunities. And you are reaching that point as we move into the final quarter of and the final half of 2024. You are at that point where you're like, okay, I've been thinking about this a long time. I've been wanting to make a change or a shift for a long time. It is time to begin to put this into action in the physical realm. Part of that is going to be finding some new community in order to be able to help you build. This is you saying, I have a great idea, but I know I can't do it 100% on my own, so I'm going to look for some community. You have the death card here. Now, this card is called Death and Rebirth. In other words, there is something that you need to let go of in order to be able to move into the new. You cannot move forward while still holding on to the past. So, this is one of the things that you are working on manifesting during the month of September is letting go of the past so that you can really, really rebirth yourself into this new vision you have. Now, really, what I'm picking up is that a lot of you have been employees for a very, very long time. You have faithfully gone into your job, you've earned your paycheck, but you really felt a calling towards something else. And that's teetering on the edge of manifesting at this time, Scorpio. But if you're still holding on to the concept that you have to work for someone else or have to earn a paycheck from an external source, this is what I'm picking up that this death card is relating to for a lot of the Scorpios is that if you still have the mindset and the belief that you have to work for someone else in order to be able to fund your life, you're going to have some challenges with regards to moving into something where you are more self sufficient. Let's leave it there. You have the Three of Cups coming in. Now, the Three of Cups is an interesting card. It is a card of celebration. It is a happy card. It is also a card of phases. Okay. The Three of Cups is almost always represented by three females on the card, representing the triple goddess or the three phases of a woman's life. The three phases, of course, of a woman's life are maiden, the goddess, and the crone. And so this card reminds us that whatever we are going through, whatever we are experiencing at this time, is a phase. So if we're feeling like, I have to step out of this old belief system and it's uncomfortable, remember it's just a phase, it's temporary, and you will move through it and out of it. All right, let's take a look at what is challenging you. What is challenging you? What is, a difficult influence? So, for those of you who are not familiar with my channel, I am a psychic and a tarot reader, but I am also a certified hypnotherapist and a certified counselor. And the reason that I bring that up is a lot of people say, oh, you go so deep into some of the cards sometimes, and your explanations kind of can be long winded. And the reason being is because there is a counseling aspect to reading the cards. There is a counseling aspect that comes into doing private consultations for people, in that sometimes the information that we get, we need to be able to go deeper. The cards can open a Pandora's box for us. And so I'm just putting that out there that some of you might be in that situation. Okay. In your challenges for the month of September, you have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is a card of feeling like you have been through a battle. Didn't I say that at the beginning of your reading, Scorpio? That I procrastinated doing your September reading just because I was actually almost fearful of what the cards were going to show because your last couple of months have been quite rocky for you. But the Ten of Swords indicates that you feel like you've gone through a battle. You have the moon coming in. Now, remember when I mentioned this Three of Cups for you, that this is about phases. Well, guess what? The moon is about phases as well. The moon is about reminding us that there is a dark side and a light side, right? There's two sides to every story, there's two sides to every coin, and there is a dark side and a light side to the tarot, which I've already mentioned. And so this card coming up is a card indicating that you're struggling up against the fact that there are two sides to every story. You're struggling and bumping into the fact that everything is a phase or a cycle. The advice of the moon card, especially when it appears in your difficult influences, is to really, really pay attention to your dreams and your intuitions at this time. There's deep learning in your dreams and intuition for you. Interestingly, you have the Knight of Pentacles coming in for you in your difficult influences, but you also had the Knight of Pentacles coming in for where you are at now. Okay. So it's interesting that you have the same card in your difficult influences that you have in where you're at now. It means that there is the energy of the Knight of Pentacles that you are dragging through the month of September. Just a reminder, the Knight of Pentacles is about bringing something to fruition. And in fact, as much as I've memorized the meanings behind all these cards, I read intuitively as well. And every once in a while, I read what's actually on the cards. That's why I continue to use cards with the explanations on them from time to time, because sometimes the cards can say it better than I can. So, Scorpio, Knight of Pentacles. It suggests a situation that may involve you quitting a job and searching for a more lucrative opportunity elsewhere. This may involve moving to a different locale for financial or work reasons. This is in your difficult influences. That card is coming out right next to the moon, and it's in your difficult influences. That is telling me that you are hesitating to step into this new role. You are in this phase, and part of that phase is fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of, as I mentioned with this card I was picking up, fear of the possibility of letting go of one income to step into another income source. That's a huge step. And of course, it's scary. So these cards are just indicating that this is what you're going through. Can you overcome it? Oh, yeah, absolutely. And finally, in your difficult influences, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Now, this is interesting because the Ace of Pentacles would generally indicate a new beginning, a new financial source, a new job, but it's coming up in your difficult influences. So again, Scorpio, we have a situation where you are hesitating to step into a new opportunity that may be able to provide you with additional financial abundance. We don't know. This is not formal financial advice. You have to live your life your way, and this is a general reading. So this may not be applicable to you, but the cards are indicating that for many of the Scorpios, there is a new financial career opportunity coming up, and there's some fear and hesitation about stepping into that. That one's on the floor. Right. Okay. Messages from the universe for Scorpio for the month of September. Express your feelings. Yeah, don't hesitate. Don't hesitate on expressing your feelings. Here's an important one. Be yourself. Be yourself in the month of September. Let your crazy weird out of its box. And finally, whatever opportunity you're looking at moving into, Scorpio, that the cards are indicating are likely to be a good financial move for you. Like I said, this is not formal advice. It's not formal financial advice. It's just what the cards are indicating. Put as much faith or as little faith into them as you desire for your own personal circumstances. But make sure that whatever you are doing for people is adding value to their lives. Be in service and of service to others. That will help you grow the abundance that you are seeking at this time. Let's take a look at what you don't see coming. What does Scorpio not see coming in the month of September? What do you not? Oh, goodness. Here we go again with ending up with way too many cards, right? Just an insane amount of cards. And look at how these are coming out. Yeah, watch this. And again, is it going to happen again? Yep. And we even have a few more cards that turned upright as I drop the deck. So the fairies are being naughty and have decided to play this fun game. So let's pick up all of these cards. Now, Scorpio, if you have this much going on in your unexpected, it's going to be a wild month. So let's narrow things down for you. Narrowing things down for Scorpio's unexpected, please. Here we go again. That wasn't exactly what I had in mind, fairies. Let's try again. Narrowing things down. We need 2 to 3 cards, please, fairies. 2 to 3 cards, please, for Scorpio. There's 1, 2, or 3, please. Anything else? All right, 3 more times through. Anything else for Scorpio? 1, 2, 3. All right. Princess of Spring corresponds to the Page of Wands. This is a card. After all that, with that great big stack, one card came out. And it's probably the one card that really, really speaks volumes to timing, phases, cycles, and what we've been talking about. The Princess of Spring corresponds to the Page of Wands, and this is a card of it's time to go after your dreams. Look at that. It's time to go after your dreams. Okay. The suit of Wands is ruled by the element of fire. The thing to remember is whenever we see the suit of Wands come up in a tarot reading, it means that somebody is lighting a fire underneath your behind, and you're probably going to want to take some kind of action. You had the Five of Wands to start off, building community. In order to build community, you have to get out there. You have to put yourself out there. You have to put your idea out there. You have to seek people out, take action. And then you have this card. It is time to go after your dreams, expand your horizons. You need to be proactive with regards to making this shift that the Knight of Pentacles is talking about. All right, let's take a look at your final general overall outcome for the end of September. Projections, where is Scorpio going to be come the end of, that one's on the floor too. Come the end of September, final general overall outcome. All right. All right, looks like we're going to be mixing up some cards again because we've got quite a number of cards. You know what? This is the only card that flipped out solo. So we're going to take that one. And we're going to go through the rest of this. Is there anything else that Scorpio needs to know for their final general overall outcome? Yep. Okay. Final general overall outcome. You have the Mind card. The Mind card is about being caught up in your brain, caught up in your thoughts, caught up in your worries. Okay. The best way to get out of this is to express how you're feeling and then move on. Let people know, hey, I'm worried. I'm concerned. I've got all of these thoughts going on in my mind. I am on the verge of making a huge step with this death card moving in here. I am on the verge of putting something new out into the world, and I'm scared. Once you've done that, once you've verbalized it, let it go. Let it go. Also, in your final general overall outcome, you have the trust card. Take that leap of faith. This card is indicating that by the end of the month, you are likely to make a leap of faith. Look at the character on that card. You have the Ace of Wands coming out. Now, interestingly, you have 3 aces in your reading. Aces are all about new beginnings. You started out with the Ace of Swords. Is that going to focus? Nah, I don't think so. You started out with the Ace of Swords. You moved into the Ace of Pentacles, fearing your own ability to manifest abundance in your difficult influences. And you now have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is about taking action. Again, ruled by the suit of fire. Look at all the red that's on that card. This is about stepping up, stepping out, putting your plans into action. And then you have another wand card to leave off your reading, the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands, again, is about taking action, moving forward. And the Eight of Wands even indicates that there may be some travel involved. This may be astral travel, or it may be physical travel, Scorpio. You may need to travel physically in order to be able to find your community, to be able to put this idea out there. This is a phase or a stage that you're going to have to go through. I also want to point out that on the Knight of Pentacles, remember, it said on the Knight of Pentacles that, where is it? You may move to another locale for financial or work-related reasons. So you have 2 cards in your reading indicating that there may be a move coming up for you, Scorpio. So I'm going to leave that off for you right there. I'm not going to go any deeper. Please allow me the honor of being able to do your next reading in October by liking this video and subscribing. Thank you.